Brother and lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to the channel. Now, we're going to be discussing reports from The Sun and reports from Fabrizio Romano. Romano there says that a winger is incoming at Arsenal. He has been given an indication, but he said, I do not want to give you the name until I get it right. We're going to be diving into that. And he says something huge is happening at Arsenal. A deal is going to be coming out very, very soon. They're working in top secrecy. Mark Iron and The Sun also have confirmed that Arsenal are very close to submitting in their initial offer for Tielemans, like I reported in the morning. A deal for Tielemans is very close. There is also some twist in the Lisandro transfer saga. I'll tell you something about that. Quite not very significant for me, but something that you need to hear about, and then you can make a judgment for yourselves. The Sun are also reporting that a couple of Arsenal targets have failed to find where to go, and Arsenal are stranded with all of them. Absolutely scary scenes in there. But hit the like button. Let's get this video to 800 likes. Subscribe to the podcast. We're very, very close to 52,000 subscribers. And of course, I will keep you notified and informed when it comes to Arsenal content and the transfer market. Now, let's start off with Fabrizio Romano. Romano has just confirmed that Arsenal are working very, very closely and very hard to sign in a new winger this summer. He has been given an indication. However, they are working in top secrecy. Actually, he says that he's been given a name of the winger that Arsenal are trying to sign at the moment. A deal could happen very, very soon. But Romano says he doesn't want to reveal the player because, he doesn't want to get it wrong. He wants to be absolutely sure that the name he's mentioning is the name they are working on. And then he said Arsenal, Edu, Mikel Arteta are working in top secrecy this summer. It's a couple of targets, a couple of names that are being rumored in the transfer market are actually wide of the mark. So, of course, today we received information from Defensa Central, an account that really reports much about Real Madrid, an account that we know gives you the latest around Madrid and very, very credible information. And they were saying that Arsenal had made an initial offer of around 40 million euros for Marco Asensio, beating AC Milan. AC Milan had also made an offer for the same player, around 30 million euros. So now Fabrizio Romano says a winger isn't coming. A deal could be closed, but he doesn't want to spoil the party by giving us a fake name. I don't think this is a coincidence. In my opinion, I don't think this is a coincidence. 5 hours ago, I reported that Arsenal were in talks to sign Marco Asensio, and 5 hours later, Fabrizio Romano on the Golazo podcast says, yes, Arsenal working to sign a winger. They do. I will not. I have received an indication, but I will not give you a name as early as this. In my opinion, it is Marco Asensio. We're trying to sign Marco Asensio, and I won't be very surprised over the next 48 hours or 72 hours or even less than that if Arsenal continue pressing for Marco Asensio. I'm not really sure if Arsenal are very close to getting the deal done, and I didn't report that. But what I reported was that Arsenal submitted a bid for Marco Asensio. You can find the same story on AFTV as well. So the beauty around this one, lads, is that we might get a player who is actually hugely contested about, because Man United were reportedly interested in the player. AC Milan as well were interested. But the beauty here is that we might get a player that doesn't have a lot of bidding wars. I just hate bidding wars because at times they take a lot of time and you may end up not getting the player. We saw what happened with Rafinha. We also saw what happened with Lisandro Martinez. So, Marco Asensio, is he the man coming in? Fabrizio says a winger isn't coming. The name that he has been given is there. He's not going to reveal it, but he has an indication that Arsenal are working on a player in that area. So let's wait and see. In terms of another huge deal happening, Tielemans, The Sun have reported that as reported by Ben Jacobs a couple of days ago, Arsenal are now very close to submitting in their official offer for Yuri Tielemans. The difference in this one, unless I've got the symbols wrong, is that the Sun are reporting that Arsenal will make a 30 million bid for Yuri Tielemans, and Conor Marbos and Ben Jacobs have all been saying that Arsenal want to pay 25 million pounds for the player. So there is quite a difference of around 5 million pounds. In my opinion, it is not much. It doesn't matter. What matters at the moment is that Arsenal have finally come out of their slumber. We've come out of our sleeping zone, and we have agreed to make a bid for Yuri Tielemans. Now, the Sun have also reiterated and echoed the words of Jacob Benz. He says, Mark Irwin has said, the player is 100% sold on a move to Arsenal, keen to become a major player in the team, keen to become a major figure in the rebuild going on at Arsenal. If Man United ever wanted to sign him, they would have to convince him otherwise, and they would have to get permission from Arsenal that Arsenal will not be making a bid. Arsenal will not make a bid later in the market. They will make a bid early this July. So what we know at the moment, when it comes to this one, is that this week or early next week, Arsenal will make a bid for Yuri Tielemans. And in my opinion, 30 million, it should get the deal done. And I don't know, the player's already told Leicester that he wants to go. I don't know how much money Leicester City are really truly going to be asking for, because we've never got true information on what they feel like. Maybe if Arsenal place their initial offer, then they will come out and say, we are not accepting 30 million. We want 60 or we want 70. But at the moment, Yuri Tielemans, a bid is incoming. Now confirmed by The Sun, earlier reported by Ben Jacobs, Fabrizio Romano, and Conor Marbos. So we are expecting those two deals. One of them should be exploding as quick and early as possible. Now, the other information that I want to share in this video is around Lisandro Martinez. We've talked about Lisandro Martinez, and yesterday I did a video confirming that this one was a game over. Man United had won the player. However, information coming out of there is quite very, very different. First and foremost, Man United have made a 50 million bid for Anthony. The bid is actually still not enough, as Ajax are asking for a fee in excess of 60 million. But what I can say here, lads, is one, I do not think Man United are in talks to sign Anthony and Lisandro Martinez. Yes, they are interested. Sky have reported them as very close and advanced. But I think they will have to choose one player. And this is where Arsenal come back into the picture. As Man United struggle to get Anthony over the line, a player that we know is really wanted by Erik ten Hag and high on the priority list, Arsenal should be working to get Lisandro Martinez and the deal done. Now, this is how we can beat Man United. I'm going to tell you about the rest of the information. What we have to do with United is we have to go behind their back as they discuss Anthony, and they're waiting to complete that deal so that they can finalize Lisandro Martinez. We can't go around behind the back, around the table, talk to Ajax, get the deal done, and the only way we can do that is tabling the 50 million euros that Ajax wants. So if Arsenal is seriously interested in the player, this is a very open opportunity. However, according to Charles Watts and Jacob Benz, or Ben Jacobs, it looks like Arsenal have convinced the player about our project. The player is keen onto Mikel Arteta's ideas and loves what he has been told from the Arsenal fraternity. So it's going to depend now on what Ten Hag and what Mikel Arteta will tell the player in the final days. Fabrizio Romano says that deal is now left for this week. It is very, very crucial. This week is going to be absolutely crucial to see where Lisandro Martinez is going to decide to go. At the moment, Arsenal still have a very, very huge advantage. Like I said, Man United trying to sign 2 players from Ajax after signing in their manager. It might not be that easy for them. It might not be that difficult anyway, because they have very good public relations and also exchange relations. But it might not be the easiest, the easiest of deals as they hoped. So Arsenal back in there with some little glimpse of hope. I don't want to magnify it, but there is a glimpse of hope that the Lisandro Martinez deal could tilt in our favor. Let's talk about Serge Milinkovic-Savic before we enter the transfer outgoings. Now, Fabrizio Romano has given us what you would call a very interesting update, but just like he said about Marco Asensio, I think he doesn't want to really open up on a deal he's not 100% sure is going to happen. So this is what he said. On Serge Milinkovic-Savic, Arsenal have always been interested, but I do not have an update at the moment. He would be a perfect player for the Premier League, and he would be a very perfect player for Arsenal Football Club. But at the moment, I do not have an update. Now, I think that is quite very very journalistic of him, very honorable of him, because there is no reason to claim there is a bid when you do not know about it, and there is no reason to turn down a bid because you don't know about it. At times, what some journalists do, they say a bid is not there, the deal is not happening because they do not have information around it. But then I'm also very, very skeptical now that we are on the phase where they're saying Arsenal are preparing a second bid, but Fabrizio Romano, the best journalist in Italy, does not know about Serge Milinkovic-Savic's move to Arsenal. It's quite skeptical. Quite very, very skeptical. But what I would say here, lads, is like the Sun have said, Arsenal are 100% locked onto Yuri Tielemans. Serge Milinkovic-Savic does not operate as a defensive midfielder. So both of them have a very little window to join Arsenal. So it's either one or the other. In my opinion, Tielemans is the key target at Arsenal at the moment. So Serge Milinkovic-Savic, Romano says no update from him. The player would be perfect for Arsenal and would be perfect for the Premier League. Lazio understand that he wants to join the Premier League, but at the moment, not any huge updates around the player. And lastly, the Sun have just given us a wonderful update. I should call it wonderful, shouldn't I? Around our outgoings, they have said Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Ban Leno, Nicola Pepe, Lucas Torreira, and a couple of other players have failed to find clubs interested in them. Arsenal are struggling to move them on this summer, despite the fact that they have already recruited players in those particular places. When you look at Leno, Arsenal have signed Matana, so Leno has to go, but Arsenal have still failed to find a club that gives them the money they want. Ainsley Maitland-Niles' wages are actually very, very high, and Nottingham Forest, the only club we know that is interested, cannot manage them. Lucas Torreira is very specific, country specific. He wants to work with Spain or Italy or go back to Argentina. It's very complicated. With Nicola Pepe, there is nothing. There is nothing, no loan offers, no nothing. So, you guys in the comment section should suggest what the club should do. Tell us, what should we do with these outgoings? Because there is nothing to do with them, and we don't want them anymore in the team. Speak to you later.